Julie would like to welcome you and update today's news. September 11, 2023 is the topic. State election heads look to courts to resolve Trump ballot challenges. NBC News asked chief election officers in all 50 states and D.C. how they are dealing with the matter. The most common answer: they're waiting for courts to figure it out. Former President Donald Trump has started to weigh in on the challenges, calling them nonsense and election interference. State election officers have a near-unified message about the possibility of challenges to Donald Trump's eligibility for the ballot in 2024. "We want nothing to do with this. I don't think it's the role of the Secretary of State to make a judicial determination," Missouri Secretary of State Jay Ashcroft, a Republican, told NBC News. "My job is to create the process and the environment in the state of Missouri where candidates can run and the voters of the state of Missouri have the accessibility, the elections have security and credibility, so that the people of the state can make a decision." Share and save. Profile. Sign INCREATE your free profile. Sections. U.S. News. Politics. World. Local. Business. Health. Investigations. Culture and trends. Science. Sports. Tech and media. Video features. Photos. Weather. NBC Select. Decision 2024. NBC Asian America. NBC Block. NBC Latino. NBC Out. TV. Today. Nightly News. MSNBC. Meet the Press. Dateline. Featured. NBC News Now. Better. Nightly Films. Stay tuned. Special features. Newsletters. Podcasts. Listen now. More from NBC. CNBC. NBC.com. NBCU Academy. NBC Learn. Peacock. Next Steps for Vets. Parent Toolkit. NBC News Site Map. Help. Follow NBC News. Facebook. Twitter. Email. SMS. Print. WhatsApp. Reddit. Pocket. Flipboard. Pinterest. LinkedIn. 2024 election. State election chiefs look to courts to deal with Trump ballot challenges. NBC News asked chief election officers in all 50 states and D.C. how they are dealing with the matter. The most common answer: they're waiting for courts to figure it out. Former President Donald Trump has started to weigh in on the challenges, calling them nonsense and election interference. Andrew Caballero Reynolds, AFP, Getty Images. Sept. 12, 2023, 12:33 a.m. +07. By Nnamdi Egbuonwu and Emma Barnett. State election officers have a near-unified message about the possibility of challenges to Donald Trump's eligibility for the ballot in 2024. "We want nothing to do with this. I don't think it's the role of the Secretary of State to make a judicial determination," Missouri Secretary of State Jay Ashcroft, a Republican, told NBC News. "My job is to create the process and the environment in the state of Missouri where candidates can run and the voters of the state of Missouri have the accessibility, the elections have security and credibility, so that the people of the state can make a decision." At issue is a rarely used provision of the U.S. Constitution, Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, which bars any person who took an oath to uphold the Constitution from holding public office if they have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the nation. Some critics of the former president have said that Trump should be disqualified from appearing on the presidential ballot because of this provision. Secretaries of State in New Hampshire, Arizona, Michigan and Colorado have faced, or are preparing to face, legal challenges to Trump's eligibility as they prepare state ballots for the upcoming Republican presidential primaries. NBC News reached out to chief election officers in all 50 states and Washington, D.C. Most are choosing not to weigh in on whether the insurrection clause in the 14th Amendment applies here. Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, a Republican, wrote an opinion piece in the Wall Street Journal decrying the challenges and potential challenges as merely the newest way of attempting to short-circuit the ballot box. Raffensperger's office was at the center of Trump's failed effort to overturn Georgia's election results in 2020. A phone call between Trump and Raffensperger, during which the former president asked the Secretary of State to find the number of votes he needed to overcome Joe Biden's lead in the state, was among the evidence cited by Georgia prosecutors ahead of Trump's indictment there. For a Secretary of State to remove a candidate would only reinforce the grievances of those who see the system as rigged and corrupt. Denying voters the opportunity to choose is fundamentally un-American, Raffensperger wrote. Most other secretaries are declining to get into specifics, and some are also making it clear that their offices might not be the right venues for final decisions on the matter. "At this time, we're going to decline to comment on this matter," said Alicia D'Alessandro, a spokesperson for New Jersey's Democratic Secretary of State, Tahisha Wei. A spokesperson for the North Carolina State Board of Elections, Patrick Gannon, said the board generally does not comment on legal matters that may or may not come before it. And Rachel Solik, elections director for South Dakota Secretary of State Monet Johnson, a Republican appointee, said the office is aware of the situation and has no further comment. Some are consulting legal experts for advice on the near unprecedented issue that many assume will be decided by the courts. The process for challenging a candidate's qualifications may only begin after the candidate files for office and is adjudicated by the court, not this office, said Cecilia Heston, a public information officer for Nevada Democratic Secretary of State Cisco Aguilar. Michigan Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson, a Democrat, told NBC News' Ali Velshi that the arguments for disqualification are quite strong, but we also have to recognize we are in uncharted territory here. Courts have a critical role to play here, certainly the U.S. Supreme Court. Colorado Secretary of State Jenna Griswold, another Democrat, has the issue before her most immediately. A group of Republican and unaffiliated voters in the state filed a lawsuit last week against her, seeking to challenge the listing of respondent Donald J. Trump as a candidate on the 2024 Republican presidential primary election ballot and any future election ballot, citing the 14th Amendment. This is the end of the above newsletter. Julie would like to sincerely thank you and everyone for your interest in following. If you find it interesting and useful, don't hesitate to quickly click the subscribe button to share to update the news. Hot news about current events around the world. Julie would like to thank you and everyone very much. Julie, best regards and see you again.